Hello, friends. Welcome to the current affairs analysis for 6th of March 2020. Let us see what is happening in news. So, in a scare to the customers of the Yes Bank, the RBI has superseded the Yes Bank board and it has capped the withdrawal limit at rupees 50,000. So, around 5 months after the PMC Bank, that is the Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank Limited, was also taken over by the Reserve Bank of India. Now, Yes Bank has been taken over by the Reserve Bank of India. A 30-day moratorium or temporary ban has been put in place. So the bank cannot advance loans or sign agreements or assets. And the customers of the bank cannot withdraw money more than 50,000 rupees per depositor. This has been done because over a period of 30 days, the Yes Bank has seen serious deterioration in the financial position. So why has it been done? Let us understand in detail. First of all, the RBI has directed the Yes Bank that it should not grant any new loan or advance, make any investment, incur any liability, or agree to disburse any payment or otherwise entering into any compromise or agreement and transfer or dispose of any of its property or assets. In short, the Yes Bank has been divested of all its powers and now RBI has effectively taken over it. However, there is only one thing that Yes Bank can do. It can pay salaries to its employees. And Yes Bank is the fifth largest private bank in India. It is the fifth largest private bank in India. Its asset quality has undergone a steady decline largely due to its inability to raise capital to address potential loan losses and downgrades, triggering invocation of bond covenants by investors and withdrawal of deposits. So it has not been able to raise capital to address loan losses, and that's why the investors are also pulling out money. So this ban that has been in place on the Yes Bank, it has been imposed under Section 45 of the Banking Regulations Act 1949. So this is very important that under Section 49, Section 45 of the Banking Regulation Act 1949, this particular moratorium of 30 days has been imposed. Earlier, the State Bank of India, led by a consortium, had also expressed interest in buying stake on the Yes Bank. So let us see some details about Yes Bank. Yes Bank is headquartered in Mumbai and it was incorporated in the year 2004. Its asset side is 3,71,160 crore in June 2019, and it has around 1120 branches and around 1456 ATMs. So it is the fifth largest private bank in India. It has been passing through a turbulent period since RBI in 2018 asked its then MD and chief executive Rana Kapoor to leave by 31st of January 2019. Why? Because there were concerns over growing governance and loan practices. The bank had disclosed higher underreported stressed assets under Kapoor's successor, Ravneet Gill. That means the bank was actually hiding the higher amount of stressed assets. So it was covering it up. And that's why now that much water has flown under the bridge since then, RBI has finally taken it over. In this context, it is important to understand Bank Boards Bureau. So it is an autonomous body of the Government of India. It is tasked to improve the governance of public sector banks and recommend selection of chiefs of government-owned banks and financial institutions. So this is the chief task of Bank Boards Bureau. All the chairmen and managing directors and top officials of the banks are selected by the Bank Boards Bureau. And it also helps banks in developing strategies and capital raising plans. So in February 2016, the NDA government had approved the proposal for setting up Bank Boards Bureau, and it started functioning from April 2016. So it is a first step towards governance reforms in public sector banks, and it was recommended by the PJ Nayak committee. So very importantly, Bank Boards Bureau was established on the recommendation of PJ Nayak committee. Mr. Bhanu Pratap Sharma is the new chairman of Bank Boards Bureau, and it is headquartered in Mumbai. It is housed in RBI's central office in Mumbai. Also, it was part of the Indradhanush plan of the government. Now, Indradhanush plan is to revive the governance in public sector banks. So, Indradhanush plan, PJ Nayak Committee, Bank Boards Bureau, Mumbai, all these are important from your prelims point of view. Also, Mr. Vinod Rai was the first chairman of Bank Boards Bureau. He was earlier the Controller and Auditor General of India, and he became the first BBB chief in April 2016. Coronavirus has started spreading in India at a very fast pace, and government is in touch with the government of Iran for evacuating Indian pilgrims from there. India has already withdrawn and evacuated many of its citizens from China in the Hubei province where it has spread, and now it is also contemplating doing the same for Iran as well. Also, the Prime Minister's trip for India European Union summit has been postponed. So, India European Union summit was supposed to be held in Belgium, and now it has also been cancelled. The Home Secretary of India has reviewed the status of COVID-19 spread, and Nathula has been sealed. So, Nathula is very important. Nathula is a pass in the Indian state of Sikkim. So, if you know any more important passes, let me know in the comment section. So, if Nathula is a pass in Sikkim, can you tell me the most important pass in the state of Uttarakhand? I'll give you an example. I'll give you a hint that Nathula in Sikkim is one of the routes for the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra in Tibet, but its another route is through Uttarakhand. Now, can you tell me in the comment section the name of the pass which connects India and China and in the Indian state of Uttarakhand? Another question, let us see. The headquarters of European Union are situated in Paris, London, Hague, or Brussels. So the answer is Brussels. Brussels is the capital of Belgium. So that is where the India-European Union dialogue was supposed to happen, and the headquarters of European Union are also situated in Brussels. So the government has confirmed the community spread of COVID, and it is readying a flight for Iran. Just like earlier when Air India planes were sent to China to evacuate Indians, around 1,200 Indians are stranded in the cities of Tehran and Qom. So in these two cities, around 1,200 Indians are stranded. Also, China remains the largest infected country, and after that Iran comes on the second place. That's why after China, Iran is the worst affected country in terms of positive COVID-19 cases. Meanwhile, as we discussed in this space yesterday, that the pharmaceutical sector is facing a lot of difficulty because the active pharmaceutical ingredients like paracetamol, most of them are sourced from the Hubei province of China. And since there is a lack of supply from the Hubei province of China of active pharmaceutical ingredients, the pharmaceutical industry in India is facing problems. We specifically discussed the Baddi Nalagarh industrial corridor in Himachal Pradesh, where a lot of pharmaceutical sector industry is situated. So it has suffered because of lack of supply, and now the poultry sector is also facing losses over the virus fears. Since there is a fear about imported chicken meat, so the prices of imported chicken meat have virtually crashed because the meat is considered as a carrier of coronavirus. In another significant development, the president of Russia, Mr. Vladimir Putin, and the president of Turkey, Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, have announced ceasefire in Syria. So in Syria, a civil war is going on since the year 2011, and it is going on against the president of Syria, Mr. Bashar al-Assad. And many militias are demanding the ouster of Mr. Bashar al-Assad, but he is supported by the Russian president. And on the other hand, the Turkey is opposing it. So now both the countries have decided to declare a ceasefire, and it could end fighting in the northwestern Syria. The ceasefire would come into effect in the city of Idlib. So this is very important because the Union Public Service Commission almost every year asks about one strange city, just like in the previous news we discussed the city of Qom. So the Qom is a city which is in the country of Iran. Similarly, Idlib is a city which is in Syria. So the ceasefire would come into effect in this particular city, and the deal also envisages setting up a 12-kilometer wide security corridor along the M4 highway. The highway will be jointly controlled by the Russian and Turkish military troops. So a ceasefire has finally been signed, but it remains to be seen how successful it goes to be. So it has been 9 years since the Syrian civil war has been going on. It has also seen the rise of Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, which now we call Islamic State, and it has slowly been eliminated from Syria and Iraq, and now the fight is between Russia and Turkey, and USA is also supporting the opposite side. So the basic reason for the protest against Mr. Bashar al-Assad is the Arab Spring. What is Arab Spring? It was a series of uprisings in the North African and West Asian regions of the world. It was started by the protest against the Tunisian president. So it started in Tunisia in the year 2011, where people came out on the streets against their leader, and it gradually spread to Libya, Egypt, and all other countries. It also took Syria into its grip. So the people of Syria were demanding the ouster of Bashar al-Assad, and the reason for that was that Syria is a Sunni majority country, but Mr. Bashar al-Assad is a Shia. So the government was led by Shia, whereas the country was a Sunni majority country. So that was one of the main reasons. And after that, Mr. Bashar al-Assad was supported by Russia, and the opposing side, that is the militia, were supported by the United States of America. That is how this war has laundered on for so long. Thank you everyone. This has been the news analysis for 6th of March 2020.